You know you want to work from home, but finding a job is the hard part. You're comfortable on the computer, you have no problem compiling information, and you don't mind doing miscellaneous admin tasks. What you don't want is to be tied to the phone all day in a call center. So today I have some great opportunities where you can work from home doing data entry or processing medical records. But first, let's kick it off with a job where you'll do administrative work to help other areas of the company run smoothly. And that comes to us from Generator Health, a healthcare technology company that's been around since 2023. They're looking for an operations specialist to work full-time remotely anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions, and they tell us this is a full-time hourly position, and they're looking for candidates who can start immediately. In fact, as we take a quick peek at the application, down here they ask, are you able to start in the next 2 weeks? So there's not a whole lot of information on this job description. It does sound like you're going to do a lot of admin work to help other areas within the company run smoothly. Basically, you'll be part of a team that ensures that administrative friction never stands in the way of access to life-changing therapies while becoming an expert in the complex world of medication access and affordability. You'll work with doctors' offices, insurance companies, affordability programs, and pharmacies to help get prescriptions processed efficiently. So in the process of doing that work, you'll master proprietary software tools to execute operational workflows efficiently while continuously adapting and optimizing processes and building an understanding of how AI is applied to workflows across healthcare. So if you're analytical, you're a problem solver, you can deal with ambiguous problems and resolve them efficiently, and you have no problem learning new technology and tools quickly, check out this opportunity. And as we go back up to the top of the job description, they tell us they'll pay you anywhere from $22 to $30 per hour. So next up, we have an ROI medical records specialist with ShareCare. So ShareCare is a digital healthcare and wellness company that's been around since 2010. This is a full-time remote job anywhere within the United States. I did not come across any location restrictions anywhere on this job description. So your main responsibility in this job will be to process all release of information requests, ensuring accuracy, and providing customers with the highest quality product and customer service. This job is not all customer service based, but you will have to interact with people over the phone on occasion when they're requesting release of information. So you'll retrieve patients' medical charts, scan medical records, and transmit those records to whomever's asking for the information. You date stamp all requests and highlight pertinent data to facilitate processing, validate requests and authorizations, and perform quality checks on all work to assure accuracy of the release, confidentiality, and proper invoicing. So that's the gist of what you're going to do in this position. They have some more details. If interested, read through the details. And of course, you're going to do this job while in accordance with client and site policies and procedures, including HIPAA and state and federal regulations. So you'd be a good fit for this job if you have a high school diploma or a GED, you're comfortable using computers, you're familiar with Microsoft Office products, you can type at least 50 words per minute, you're able to use faxes, copiers, scanning machines, and you're willing to learn new equipment and processes quickly. Now they tell us they prefer you have a couple years prior experience in a medical records department or a like setting. So if you do have that experience, awesome. If you don't have that experience, but you do have something that's similar to that, just make sure on your resume you word it in a way that will benefit the company. And as far as the salary, I don't see that anywhere on this job description, but based on my experience looking at similar roles, I have a feeling this job will pay around $16 to $18 per hour. But I can't guarantee that. You'll have to work out your salary with them. Okay, so now on to the data entry job. It comes to us from Minted. They're an online personal styling company that's been around since 2011. They're looking for a trade support assistant. This is a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States. I did not see any location restrictions. Now, it is a 3-month project. They're not telling us when it starts, when it ends, but it is a 3-month opportunity. And what you're going to do is manually review, validate, and update data in several web-based applications to help the company match records across various systems. They tell us this project requires fantastic attention to detail, good judgment, and you're able to work independently while knowing when to ask for help or input. So in other words, you'll update data fields in multiple CRM databases using a given list of inputs or information to match. You'll use available resources, including internal and external sources, to validate information and make edits as needed, occasionally requiring deeper research or partnership to ensure data is exactly right. So yep, it's all about data entry and research. So if you have some basic experience using Salesforce and or other CRM tools, you have attention to detail, and you have experience using internal and external sources to validate and match data, you're a good fit for this job. Now, they're not saying you need a lot of experience using Salesforce, just basic experience. If you ever did customer service or call center work, you probably are familiar with CRM tools. Now, you need to be comfortable doing repetitive work. You're able to work independently every day, and you're proficient with Google Workspace. And as far as the salary, as we scroll down a little bit, it depends on where you live. So if you live in Boston, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., Chicago, Illinois, Seattle, Washington, Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, or Portland, Oregon, they'll pay you anywhere from $16.33 up to $21.45 per hour. All other U.S. metro locations, they'll pay you between $15 and $19.69 per hour. And you know what? As I look at this, I have a feeling they are not hiring in the states of California, New York, or New Jersey. If they were, they probably would have included in the upper level. But because I don't see those states indicated in the $16 to $21 range, I'm not sure if they're going to hire in those states. But of course, you'll have to confirm that with them. If I lived in those states, I think I would still apply. And remember, this is a 3-month contract work-from-home job. So there you go. We went over some really good work-from-home opportunities. One of them doing a lot of administrative work, a data entry position, and a job processing medical records. Hopefully one of them works out for you. And if you're looking for a very easy, beginner-friendly work-from-home job, check out this video right here. Thank you so much for visiting. I truly appreciate your support, and I'll meet you on the next job lead.